Aloha Cancer. Welcome to your tarot reading for the week of April 20th through the 26th. We're going to dive right in. If you want a personal reading or if you want to join us on Patreon, all that information is down in the description below. We're going to go ahead and start with your tarot reading for this week. We're going to start with the overall vibe or theme for the week. We'll move into any potential obstacle or challenge. We'll see how to overcome that challenge, and then we will move into any extra messages that Universe and Spirit have for you. We'll start with a love and a general oracle to kick off the overall vibe for the week. So let's go ahead and see what's going on in terms of love, emotions, and connections for Cancers this week, April 20th through the 26th. This one wants to pop out, so we are going to take it. Let's see what we have. We have worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. For those of you that have been trying to call love into your life, just know the divine timing is at work here, okay? I think sometimes what ends up happening is we get really focused in on things that maybe we're trying to manifest or things that we would like to have or experience in our life, and we can get a little bit frustrated that maybe it's not happening in the timeline that we wanted to. We have to have some faith that Universe and Spirit want us to succeed and are sending things into our life when the time is right. Outside of love, divine timing is at work here, okay? When it comes to emotional happiness and fulfillment and experiences, know that divine timing is at work. Have a little bit of faith that things are unfolding as they are supposed to. And try not to give up just yet, okay? Usually this divine timing and everything being worth waiting for and worth working towards, it's almost kind of like we're close to giving up. Don't give up just yet. Let's go ahead and see for the general oracle what can be added to the overall theme and vibe for the week. We have talk to your angels instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. Another card of don't give up just yet. For those of you that are spiritual or you consider yourself to be fairly spiritual, just know that you do have a connection with your ancestors and your guardian angels, your spirit team up there. If you need some guidance, don't be afraid to ask for a sign. If you start seeing repeating numbers or angel numbers, look up the meanings of those numbers. If you start seeing a lot of one particular animal, go on the internet and search what is the spiritual meaning of butterflies or birds. You know, your spirit team is constantly trying to send you some sort of guidance and messages, especially if you ask for that guidance. So don't be afraid to ask for it. If you don't really know what direction to head in, you can always go online and you can search up, what is the spiritual meaning of this dream I just had? Or you can always connect with a spiritual mentor. I offer spiritual mentoring sessions as well. All that is over at themagicsiren.com, so feel free to check it out. But ask your spirit team and your ancestors for some guidance this week, especially when it comes to what direction you're heading in, and just having a little bit of faith that things are unfolding for you in divine timing. Now, I do want to go ahead and see what's going on with our tarot cards for the theme, what else can be added for the overall vibe. We have the High Priestess in reversal, really listening to our intuition. It's interesting because our intuition is made up of two major aspects. We have the one side, which is all of our experiences, whether these are stories that we've heard from people, things that we've read, experiences that we've actually had ourselves, or even just videos, content of any sort. That gets added into our database, and our database makes up half of our intuition. It's like, for some reason, I feel like this is the case, and it's probably because you've heard it before or you've seen it before, right? But there's the other half of our intuition, which is almost kind of unexplained. Like, how do I know that this is the right thing? Or how do I know this? Like, why is my gut telling me this, even though I've never heard it before, I've never experienced it before? And that does come from this sort of connection and relationship that you have with your higher self, which is connected to your ancestors, your spirit team, your spirit guides, right? So it's interesting that you have these two cards coming out this week, and this being in its reversal position can represent a challenge to connect with your intuition this week. So Cancer, one of the big things for you this week is going to be really practicing trusting your intuition, connecting with your higher self, deepening your relationship with your intuition on both sides. The knowledge that comes from that database, and also just those downloads that are unexplained. How do I know this? I don't know, but I'm gonna trust it, okay? Let's go ahead and see what the challenge or the obstacle is going to be in connection to this. The theme overall this week is listening to your intuition, and if you're having a hard time, again, asking for some help and guidance from your spirit team, your angels, and your ancestors. Let's go ahead and see what else we have for the potential challenge this week. You have quite a few cards come out for the potential obstacle this week. We're going to rattle through them very quickly so this video isn't 20 minutes long. We have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands really represents finding excitement for the future and stepping into this space of passion, okay? So you might be having a hard time getting excited for your future, and maybe that's because we do want things to happen. We're really trying to call things into our life. We're trying to make things happen. We're like, why isn't this working in the timing that I thought it would? We have to relax a little bit and shift our focus from anxiety or stress or pressure into excitement for what's to come, okay? We have the Sun in reversal. This literally just means that growth and fulfillment and joy is around the corner. When the Sun's in the upright, we're in that space of joy. We're in that space of growth, right? So when we see this in the reversal, it's like, it's this close. It's there. Don't give up just yet. We have the Ace of Cups, which is new opportunities for emotional fulfillment. They are here. You are being offered some sort of cup of fulfillment this week. Whether that fulfillment is going to come from a new opportunity, a new job, a new friendship, a connection with a romantic partner. We know we get emotional fulfillment from many different things in our life. So there is some sort of new opportunity here for you this week to find emotional fulfillment. Shift your focus from worrying. Shift your focus from wanting a specific thing to happen right now and open up bigger picture. There's other things that are happening and unfolding around you right now that are bringing in emotional fulfillment. We have the Ace of Swords in reversal. I think for some of you, this Ace of Swords and the upright is going to be the victory of whatever it is that you've been waiting to come into your life. That's going to naturally turn in its upright position, this sort of victory of that happening. This will probably happen during the next air season, which is Gemini season, and you're watching this during Taurus season now, so it is the next season. The next season will be Gemini season, so more than likely, whatever this big thing is that you've been waiting to come into your life, it's probably going to come in during Gemini season. Outside of that, the Ace of Swords in its reversal says, don't be afraid to speak your truth, use your voice, okay? And maybe even just kind of like when it comes to your intuition and listening to your intuition, following it, maybe saying like, okay, like physically using your voice to say, okay, I'm going to follow my intuition. I'm going to start this conversation. I'm going to reach out to this person. I'm going to ask for a promotion. I'm going to ask for a raise, whatever it is, right? And then you also had the Knight of Wands in reversal, very similar energy to the Page of Wands. This energy, again, of forward movement with excitement, passion, and fiery energy. Again, it's interesting because Pisces also had a lot of this sort of having to embrace a fiery energy. If you have Pisces in your chart, I highly recommend watching that video as well. It's like it's hard for you as a water sign to really embrace fire emotions and fire actions. This is a good week to try your best to really embrace that. Get excited, get confident, get motivated, get determined to just start finding excitement in everything in your life. It's like romanticizing your day-to-day life, right? Let's go ahead and see how we're going to overcome the challenge. I think the challenge this week, it is kind of broad for you, all right? This challenge is this energy of one, listening to our intuition, two, being able to shift from worry into excitement, and three, really allowing ourselves to see a broader opportunity for fulfillment in our life, not just the one thing that you're waiting on. Because Cancer, there's a lot of blessings here. I don't want you to block all these other blessings because we're focused on just one of them, and that one is not here yet, right? We have the World in reversal, which says that we're at this space where we are ending a chapter and getting ready to start a new one. The World in its upright is like it's the completion, okay? This is the last major arcana card of the deck. So the Fool, he takes his leap, and the tarot deck is telling the story of the Fool. In this case, you're the Fool, right? So you took a leap of faith, you went through this entire chapter, and now you've made it to the last major arcana card before you're going to take the leap into a new chapter. You're in this sort of phase right now where I think you're really ready for this new chapter to happen, but there's still a couple little bits and pieces of fulfillment still here for you, okay? So I think the way that we are going to be able to overcome the challenge or obstacle this week is like, don't rush the ending of this chapter. Continue to get the rest of the blessings that you've worked really hard to call into your life. Again, I think this is just opening your eyes to the bigger picture. Let's go ahead and see any extra messages that universe and spirit have for you this week, Cancer. I think this is all about bigger picture this week. It's all about bigger picture this week. The last card, extra messages, 3 of Wands in reversal. The card in the upright is very much energy of expanding into what you want. And it's like, what are you waiting for? Right now, it's like, you know what you want, but you have to wait for divine timing to open the door so you can expand into it. Usually when I see this in the upright, I'm like, what are you waiting for? You know what you want, right? But right now it's like, you know what you want. you're waiting for the door to open, okay? Try not to be impatient while you are waiting for the door to open to expand into this next chapter. There are still some opportunities and blessings and some chances for fulfillment in this current moment. Open your eyes to see it, okay? Instead of worrying, ask for some divine guidance. Know that divine timing is at work here for you. Listen to your intuition, your gut instinct, and try your best to embrace excitement, passion, and confidence as this chapter comes to an end, okay? If you're still watching this video, consider giving it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Ohana. I love making all the new friends here. If you want to get a personal reading with me, go to themagicsiren.com. All the information is down below. I will let you get back to your day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you again soon. Aloha.